Hello, everybody, and welcome to the throes of the after show. I am your host, Justin. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh man, he's getting
I got to get like serious. I don't know.
They're in the middle of that.
No, I wasn't getting.
He stood up.
Late to leave?
Now you can leave if you want to.
No, commit to the bit.
Yeah, commit to it.
Don't commit to it. I need you here.
No.
There are two wolves inside me.
Don't. Okay, restart it. This is going to be an interview about Arc 3. Is there anything that you guys want me to say right at the top of this about what the people at home can be watching, or would you like to say it yourselves? I know you usually have like something for me to. The newest episode is out.
Do I? I have things for you.
Yeah.
Episode. Well, yeah, there's a new episode out.
Nice.
Coming out on Tuesday. Episode 11.
Heck yeah, dude, episode 11 coming out on Tuesday. I don't personally know when this is hitting you, but I'm glad you're here. Appreciate you guys for being here with us today. Let's go around and introduce our names. Everyone at home should know you guys, but starting out at the end, our tall boy.
Hi, I'm Austin Brian Taylor. I am the game master of Throws of Fate, and for context, because you've never seen me stand in this episode or show format at all, I'm 6'5" to give you some context.
I think they can tell by the legs.
His legs are long.
Thank you.
I think we should.
I'm not gonna raise mine.
As people always say that. Hi guys, I'm Jonathan Curran, and I have great point. Valid point. No, I play Finnan. I'm the cleric. I'm the healer. I'm the resident healer of the group.
I'm Hannah. I'm 5'3".
I'm 6 feet.
I'm 5'3". I play Zalaria, who is also 5'3". Yeah, she's a druid.
I'm Kayla. I play Ayla Fern Shade, who is an arcane trickster rogue. I am 5'2" and a half. And Ayla is also 5'2" and a half.
Aww. So that leads me directly into my first question.
Well,
Did
what are you
everyone?
doing?
Who are you?
I already said I'm Justin, and I'm doing the questions today.
And who do you play?
The questioner.
Maybe we have some questions for Dre Dunn.
No, you've never had questions for me in that.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
just you wait.
Not only am I the Conan O'Brien of this group, I'm also Drayden.
Who would
You guys know me. I'm 6'1". Are we doing that? Are we doing all of our heights?
Yeah,
Sure. That's right.
Okay.
More info than
Yeah.
next time. It's blood types, okay?
Okay, shoulder measurements.
Oh.
You don't know your shoulders? Okay.
No.
Okay. Which one of you wants to talk first? Now I'm putting you on the spot because nobody answered.
That's crazy.
I'll talk first.
Let's go!
Fearless leader.
Austin.
Brave.
So,
Be real, be brave.
we left Arc 2 in a hurry because we felt like we had something that we really needed to jump into. We did skip a little bit of what had been prepared, but that's the life of a GM, as I've been told. Going into more of a town setting. I know we started off in kind of a city, but there was a lot going on there. We go out to the woods, coming back into a town. Is there a specific type of story that you like to create when it comes to open areas where we can do whatever we want, or townships that have some people in the cast have family there or something like that? Is there a specific way you like to set up D&D? I know we're doing a bunch of different stuff, but do you like the South Shulk or the future maybe other Shulk
Ooh.
more?
Ooh. I like. Ooh. I find enjoyment in both. I find when I build cities, I typically try to build around a identity that the city has. I often think about how when you think about cities in your hometown, like, I grew up in Round Rock, Texas, which is a suburb of Austin. So Round Rock has an identity that's different from Georgetown, which is different from Williamsburg. It's different from so many other different areas. And so even if things are geologically close, they're gonna have differences. So I'd like to start around with the town identity first. And then I think the more I've gotten to know you all as players, and just in general, I find that I like to give a sandbox where there's a couple of pre-made castles and some cool people in the sandbox. But unless the story truly calls for it, as it did, especially in the intro of what people will experience in South Shore, like I said, that drive, there's one place you immediately drive to, but then afterwards, you're given some place to explore, and then you can latch on to who you like, and we can push the story that way to what interests you as players.
with stuff that happened up until this point with us as players, because you've learned more about us playing at the table with us, was there anything that you were very much adamant about with this city, this town that we were going to, where you're like, if I do X, Y, and Z, they're gonna ruin it, or I'll ruin it. The Drayden's gonna ruin it.
Wow.
I don't know if I would say ruin. I would definitely say that the area you go into after this, I was certainly like, there are some ticking time bombs there. Mm-hmm. But I think for South Shulk in specific, I think I wanted it to be a bit more of a safe haven where character moments could happen, considering we had family members and we had 2 members of the party that at least had some level of history and past with the area. And that also, South Shulk acts as the setting up point for what happens in the future. You get more context about what happened in the Mystic Mesa. You get more context about Aelis's goal with potentially Dalen, of where he might be going. Like, it is a through line, but it's an interesting journey stop because we're also getting character moments like we had seen with the Tavern Keepers, where it's like, all right, we've learned that 2 of you are, though we would have never experienced in the Mystic Mesa, in a safer environment, you're able to have episodes where we learn that Drayden and Zelaria are apparently hobbyist matchmakers. And so that would have never happened if I was like, hey gang, next dungeon, let's go. Everyone here is against you. I didn't want that.
Yeah. So would you say that's what you like to do the most, is give people something to play in, and not necessarily have guardrails up, or for anybody who uses bumpers when they're playing bowling.
Which is totally fine.
Who would do that?
No. Learn how to throw it in the lane. Or fail. Dude, this is life. This is life. That's what I did. That's what my dad taught me.
No context.
What? Sorry. Is that the way you like to build?
Typically, yes. I think if I want an encounter to happen, or I think it's going to be narratively important, it'll either happen in a journey episode, or it's going to be basically, I know that this group eventually, with the path you're going down, is decided, like, hey guys, in the future, we're going to go here and we're going to do this. Then I can definitely set up something to build up to in terms of like a big grandstand stage. But in general, I like it to be where, okay, this is, especially in an intro episode, where it's truly, what do y'all want to go do? That can set the course for what the rest of the city looks like. And so I will delve in further as we go on, the more you guys want to dive deep.
So I was going to move on to something, but this makes me think, how did it feel when we first got into the city and you elaborated upon there's this fishing tournament that's happening right now, right in front of you guys. The people are over there setting people up with fishing rods, and there's a nice little stream here. And we're walking into a castle, broken down castle in the back. I don't think we ended up doing anything with the fish for 2 more episodes. Mm-hmm. What is that like?
It is. I jangled keys in front of the party, and the party said, no, I want to go play with something else right now. I'm like, alrighty, maybe you'll be back, maybe you won't. But like, as you said in the Mystic Mesa, though, it is a lesson that I had to learn in this campaign, but also it's a lesson just in general of like, you as a party are not obligated to engage with everything. That's fine. And I gotta be okay with that. Yeah. Like, there's gonna be prep that I do that won't be used. And that's okay, because if you ever go back, it can be reused, it can be reoriented, or if it doesn't happen, then the mysteries of the land are still there, and there are things that could have happened that never will, and that's okay.
It was very nice of you, gracious of you, to allow us to do it a few days later.
Yeah.
Even though it could have been locked off. Now, that was the tournament, but we did get to have some fish, which will come back later for anybody who's watching.
Interested.
When it comes to the fish that we get. I do want to ask Hannah a little bit, since we touched on it right there about being matchmakers. It feels as though that's something that you think fondly of that we've done in this show so far. Is there anything from Arc 3 and back, we can't talk about anything past that right now, but that you would say is your favorite moment that you've had? To me, it feels like us doing the matchmaking might be up on the list.
Yeah, actually that is pretty high up there. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
We can come back to you.
No,
if you want to think about it.
Hold on. I can do this. Okay, the matchmaker one was definitely a highlight because it was so... Actually, I'm going to say that is my favorite. I will say that is my favorite because looking back, I don't think that was something that Austin had planned. I don't think. But it just kind of ended up that way because I think we started like a little bit like, oh, they used to be lovers. And then we really wanted to like force them to get back together. So I think that was really the moment where I was like, Austin's playing along with like our shenanigans. And I realized that D&D is just more than combat and like exploring. It could be silly and goofy and all about love.
Yeah. So, would you say that, I don't know, other fantasy stories like you read might have stuff to do with romance and getting people together?
What are you saying?
Well, I'm just wondering if that's one of your favorite parts. If that's one of your favorite parts of our
Are you a
show.
romantasy fan? Are you?
If I read smut?
No. Romance.
She outed herself. She outed herself.
Romance. I didn't say anything
been
about
trying to
that.
get me to admit that on camera for a while now, I feel like.
That's a crazy
Crazy statement.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Sorry, what was the question?
I'm just glad to know that that's one of your favorite parts from the standpoint of it being more natural to come into it and having like a fun story that you have told through the medium that we're doing. Because I think that's a big part of what everyone's playing D&D for is you're not stuck on a railroad and you get to have fun with other people and learn how other people tell stories. And that seemed like one that you super enjoyed, and it was fun to tell that story with you.
Yeah, I thought it was just fun and silly, and it was nice to have someone that actually went along with my shenanigans instead of it just being me. Like, I was really appreciative of Drayden going along with it.
It's a good time.
It was fun.
They've seen it. They didn't end up 100%, but it was.
Hey, there's
There was a
potential
spark.
there. There's potential.
It wasn't a
There's
failure.
spark
It was a
and
gaining of
really-
knowledge, and it was an acknowledgement that people can have fun with one another and care about each other, but not be right for one another.
Either way, Zalaria put it on her resume that she's a professional matchmaker.
That is true.
We have resumes.
You don't have your
Zalaria
CV
has
built out?
one.
I asked you specifically to build out a CV.
Oh, Justin, you didn't get the memo? You haven't been your business
Can you look that way? It's a CV.
Isn't it just like a very bad genuinely asked?
What's a CV?
I thought it was like a cover letter. Or like a that was
CV's a cover letter?
No, a CV, I forget, I don't want to sound stupid, but it's a Roman terminology, basically like a list of things that you've done.
Like-
It's another word, it's a fancy word for
resume.
resume.
C is what?
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna see resume / CV, that's what it's talking about. I think it's like curriculum
CV?
vitae or something like that, like a curriculum of life, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong.
The
on that.
letters. Something
Down in
foul.
the comments. Let me
Yeah, dude, I was thinking, fuck, dude. I was
25, 30?
20. You think CV?
CV is
No. 50?
105.
100.
Century.
Oh, okay. You know what?
and V for
You know-
5 years.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Vibe. Okay, Matt, just edit that out.
No, don't. This is golden. This is the good stuff. This is the good
The
stuff.
real.
Michaela,
Yes.
we're gonna get serious on this.
Oh.
Bring lights.
Okay.
Dude,
Dim the lights. Do you have the
they're
lights?
actually really cool.
Get the lights.
I don't know how anybody else feels. I don't know how you feel about this yourself. I view you almost as a de facto leader of our group. What are you laughing for? And I was just wondering, first off, if you have any feelings towards that, or if you do feel that you're put in a leadership role sometimes. I think I might sometimes put you in a leadership
You
role
don't say.
personally. How that changes your story, how it changes the improv that you're doing around with us as almost a leader. And especially stuff that we're doing right now that you guys haven't seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Firstly, back in the Mystic Mesa, when Drayden was like, and I think carries into South Shore, it's like, yeah, I have somebody who I run all my important decisions by, and I'm like, how did I end up here? Why am I deciding
You are the rational
everything?
one of the group.
Like stepping on like the same places like where my footsteps go. I don't know. I think maybe a part of it is the fact that from the very beginning of the story that Dalen and that part of Aelis's backstory was a way for all of us to become the party that we are today, and that's a pretty big driving force, like from the get-go. So I think it maybe naturally created a sense of motivation within Alis and within myself, and the fact that this is something that we all experience together. I mean, to help somebody from that none of you knew, and you were just like, let's all, do this crazy thing together. And then afterwards being like, was that the right thing to do? Do we know anything about this person? Does Alis really know this person? Or has he changed? Whatever. So I think, I think that maybe that was the impetus for some of that.
Has it changed any characterization that you had coming in? I know all of us have probably changed quite a bit from the characters that we made on paper before we ever met each other. But being the one that a lot of us turn to a lot when we're in different cities and looking at you as almost our moral code, has that changed any of your characterization?
The other thing that I just thought of too is I realized too in my backstory, I also made it so that she kind of has to know a lot. Like, she's been in a lot of places. She was in South Shulk. She knows the Cirque du Cosmos. She uses magic. And so, like, you two, like, not having magic, obviously, like, you can lean on Zalaria and I, like, for that. But I kind of unintentionally put myself in that position of knowing things in the world. So I forget the actual question that you asked.
If it changed your characterization, if you being kind of a leader, and you guys can pop in too, if anybody, I kind of think of Alis as a leader, somebody that we look to and we follow. Not all the time, but I often feel like we go along towards the beat of your drum. And it might be my fault sometimes. I'm just like, what do you want to do? I'm just like...
I think more than anything, it forces me as a player in the moments, and something that I've been cognizant of, especially at the beginning of the campaign, being a newer D&D player, trying to be confident in choices and having a specific perspective going into situations. So where it may be me, Michaela the player at the table doesn't totally know like what's going on. It's like sometimes I guess it forces me to just have an opinion and stick with it, which I think is a good thing. So yeah, I don't know characterization wise, but I can say like above table sometimes, that just in general, like, being in a leadership position or not, just like being cognizant of that.
And things, I'm gonna touch with you, John, real quick. Not touch you. I'm gonna touch base with you. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
You guys are gonna.
That's
do,
what I'm talking.
The little like.
Don't.
E.T.
I don't know about this, bro. We're not going to question you. Okay, back to McCall. No.
I'll pass this off of you.
Talking a little bit about characterization. When you were making Finnan, because he is fairly sheltered, is that a way? Because I like to do this a lot myself when it comes to video games and books and anime a lot too nowadays. It seems like the main character will be a fish out of water and they learn so that we can learn with them. Did you build your characters from that scope where you don't know much, you're more sheltered from your small neck of the woods, and now you get to learn as a character, as a person, as a player, and as a character about the world that we're in and the people around you?
Yeah. I'm gonna take 10 seconds to think about it.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's easy to tell
I didn't mean actual 10
that... Oh, okay.
No, so I don't know if I explicitly had the intention of creating Finnan to, like, have a lack of knowledge within the world, like a working knowledge within the world. I think that I more so decided that there were specific things I really wanted him to be an expert at, and I was willing to trade his expertise in very niche scenarios for all other general knowledge. And I don't know, maybe I used it a little bit as like a crutch as a player or a performer, being like, I want to hyper fixate on these things and not have to worry about anything else. But I think you articulated it pretty well. Maybe I had like this underlying intention of like, I want to discover this fantasy world that we're building through my character's experience.
Mhm.
Like, which is a very different approach to the story than yours, because like you were just saying, like, you have so much knowledge of the places you've been to, so it's like a very different approach than being like, I get to basically let the world come at me and just kind of react to it, instead of being like, oh, I know this thing and this is how this works. And actually, I do that sometimes, though. There's instances where I'm like, all right, so there's no street signs, there's no there's no street signs, there's no street, you know. So, but yeah, so I think that it's just more of an intention of hyperfixating on the things that he's really good at, like religion or calligraphy, and finding like grounded reasons in his story to make him good at those things, and then I kind of just like let everything else go.
Yeah. Well, we all have done acting out here. I think a lot of people who do these shows either have been playing D&D for a really long time or have some kind of theater background. Mm-hmm. And one of the cool things about how you have set up Finnan, whether it was cognizant or not, is you do get to sit and listen and make decisions based on that. And that's something that I struggled with forever. I think most of us, when we're learning, struggle with the listening portion. We want to get to our lines. Like, this is where we get to show everybody how good of an actor we are. And creating a character that's based on the idea of almost stillness and listening to everything that's happening around them. To me, it almost felt like you're training, which I think a lot of us do. I'm working on something specific for myself, for the character, and for me to learn. I'm assuming all of you guys are too. And it felt kind of like a choice to me that you wanted to make yourself sit and listen and react.
Yeah, I have all of these things planned for Finnan's story, and I realized very early on that, like, by doing my own exposition, I would completely take all the air out of whatever idea my story had. And I mean, I've talked about this pretty often, like, it's in separate conversations, that like the moments that pay off the most for me as a player and for Finnan's story are literally the moments where I wait till the very last possible moment to say the thing I want to say, or reveal the thing I want to reveal, or investigate the thing I want to investigate. And the longer I wait, the better the payoff is. And so, like, anytime where I've not forced a scenario, but like almost over-explained something as you guys get to peek behind the curtain into my backstory, I'm like, dang, dude, there was going to be an opportunity later where this was just going to come up, in which case the payoff of you guys realizing I had this thing going on the whole time, or this thing that I was carrying, or different things like that. Like, the payoff has just been so much better the longer I wait. And dude, it's so hard. Like, I'm not the kind of actor and performer where I play these like stoic, like, and Finnan's not stoic, but like this very kind of sit back character, like you said, where he gets to like observe. But like almost the way that I designed Finnan is like, if he came from this monastic background, like a monastery background,
I thought you were going to say mononucleosis.
No.
I don't know where we just went.
Yeah.
Out indefinitely.
He would have had ample time to sit in silence. There's a moment later on, I think, in the next arc, where I actually felt like I made an incredibly strong choice by doing nothing. I'm just teasing a little bit. I'm not giving anything away. But it was a direct example of making that choice of being like, I'm not going to react right now. I'm going to sit and wait and wait and wait and wait longer. And then one of you guys pulls the trigger, or an NPC pulls the trigger, and then it's like, oh, I'm just here and I get to just be in it. So, you know.
Yeah. It's fun to watch somebody just sit. Not that you don't do stuff in the show, but
yeah.
We all have very different energies at the table. And it's nice to have like a stalwart just take everything in. I definitely don't just take everything in. It's reactive. Everything's pretty reactive.
It's a huge challenge for me, because then by default I'm like a goofball. So it's like I'm not even used to like sitting in a character like this. And you guys give me permission to be his character because the juxtaposition of the energy of your willingness to dive into things and your willingness to create chaos and your willingness to like be like a yes and to any idea that gets put out. I get to just sit back and like be that juxtaposition and lean into it, because sometimes it does feel like I can be kind of like too passive at the table, but then something happens where it's like the weight of me not being a part of the conversation until that moment made it more impactful, as opposed to me just adding to the conversation the whole time. So at least sometimes it lands that way, not always, but.
And as a collective, is there anything from South Shulk that y'all think is a quintessentially us thing from the world being created by you that we get to play around in, and then what we did in there? It can be similar between you guys, or if you guys have just something in your head that is only we would have done it.
I think it was the nighttime encounter with Kieran is what pops in my head immediately, where you go up, you're having another conversation with him, you're doing the dragon chess game, and in the meanwhile, everyone else in the party is either distracting, trying to listen in, surveil, and we have split the party up, which of course you four would do that to me.
We split it
Four
four ways.
Yep.
Did we? I honestly
Yes,
don't
you
remember.
did,
All of a
Spider
sudden,
Lady.
it's like, oh, we did that.
But how every single one of you has your own objective, but still working towards the collective of like, we're gathering information, we're protecting one another, we're getting to talk with this guy again, trying to get his game out. And in the meanwhile, it's also with that, implicitly your group trusted one another to each do your jobs. Now, not everyone was successful at everything they did. Someone ended up in the bushes.
Wait, I
Aim for the
don't remember
bushes.
any of this.
Aim for the bushes.
Remember
But
the
it
spider?
led to a wonderful character moment, though.
It really did. It was really good. But I think specifically I'm thinking of like the dragon chess game between what happened with you and Kieran, of like the constant underestimate. Like I think the theme of underestimation with Drayden was really capitalized there, of so many people who are above him or are superiors or are supposed to have more power over him politically, physically. They constantly underestimate you, and then you're constantly surprising them in return. Of you may appear one way, but you can perform and be something else when you need to, or when the time arises. And the fact that the dice rolls even went with that too. I didn't fudge any of the dice rolls. It was all like straight intelligence checks with +5 modifier on my end, and they were rolls you won. And I was like, it's so emblematic of the story that I think we have built up for what it's been Drayden's through line, at least for these first 3 arcs. Yeah, please.
Just as like a tack onto that, like I love in arc 3 specifically, I think this underlying theme in Drayden's story that I have perceived, just piggybacking off of that, is that you have been consistently underestimated in your life, and like the dragon chess was like the perfect embodiment of like the dice even lending to this idea of like you being underestimated over and over and over. It was just cool because it was like a totally organic thing that was like this pivotal scene in arc 3, and it just lends to the story that you're building, like that you're building the foundation for. So it was very, very satisfying to witness. So I would say
Chess is a big part of his story.
It is.
Dragon Chess is a big part of the story now.
Apparently.
Actually,
Didn't plan on that.
That's the whole
My
plot. I was
bad.
on the edge of my seat during the chess game.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Yeah, the whole goal is we're gonna go and take down Commandant Magnus.
With chess.
No shot, dude. As long as I get to wear jeans, my chess fans
And show up late.
I've seen the clips of
And
him
crush water.
Anyways. I guess because I have the mic, I'll give my moment. Arc 3, yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like I've been talking a lot,
Do
but I
that.
have a moment. My moment for us that was like a quintessential, this is our adventuring party, was the going up the snail tower.
Mhm.
Is that what it's called?
Oh,
And
it's
we put our, that's not what it's called.
It is now.
We,
It's now.
we put our heart with all of our initials and the companions, so ZD Fail ended up in
Yeah.
the snail tower,
Snower.
the Snower. God, I hate that.
I love it so much.
Did y'all have any? You don't have to.
I honestly don't remember much of this arc. I should have done my homework. Forgive me.
It has been nearly like 8 months since we did this, so keep that in mind.
You went to have a date that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Broad.
What a little. It's fine.
We talked to a bone guy who reminded all of us of the bone taxi driver from Halloween Town. Let's see. We talked to a ghost. We went and you guys keep doing this, by the way. Y'all went into a hole that's dark and I couldn't go down because I was scared because I can't see down
I don't
there.
remember that.
I think you might have been the one who let me be able to see. One of y'all,
remember.
lit up a fire or something.
I have a light cantrip.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was me.
I mean, it was. But yes,
Uh-huh.
the Dalen hiding hole that you had discovered in the rubble of after. Yeah.
You had a good moment where you gave up Charles only to decide that you needed him back. So we had to go on a whole side quest of finding him
That was in this
in
arc.
a lake
That was
garden.
I'm sorry, that's
How
my
could
moment,
we
guys.
forget?
That is my moment because I went completely rogue, and you guys just rolled with
Still
it.
my job.
And you guys let me reclaim my one true love, Charles, back. So
Your one true love for the day.
Hi, I'm Charles. Hey, that's me.
Oh, hey. The continuity fans will be big on that.
Continuity fans have left the show at this point lovingly.
expanded his vocabulary
Yeah.
and then immediately forgot what his
Everything.
original vocabulary was. And then at one point he just forgot.
Short and long term
So-
amnesia.
Question to you, if you remember the moment that it
I
switched,
might have amnesia.
and we'll get to yours soon, but I need this. I distinctly remember you being annoyed about Charles, which is why you got rid of him. And then the moment he was gone, it was like you needed his love back. What was the switch? At what moment were you like, actually, I did love that annoying man?
You know what it is? It's one of those things. I feel like Zalaria, for all her wisdom and whatnot, she's still a little bit of a child at heart. And it's one of those things where it's like you want something that you can't have. And you never know the true
Typical.
value of something.
You only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. Whoa.
I know.
I can sing that whole song. I don't care. I'll get copyrighted.
it was
Hopefully.
one-
Good enough.
It was one of those things where it's like Zalaria didn't really know what she had in Charles, a true friend, until she lost him. And also, speaking from just me purely as a player, I thought it would just be a fun little bit, and I'm here for the chaos.
That's fair.
Till she lost him, gave him away to the first person who would take him.
So then chaos ensued, and I immediately wanted him back.
I do
Like
want,
that sometimes.
editors, I would like you to, right after she says that, go back to when John pointed out that she does chaos and she was offended face. Zoom in on her offended face. And
Freeze
then,
frame
and then
it.
go back to her in slow motion being like, I did the
Don't worry about into things and your willingness to create chaos and your willingness to be like
Anyways, Michaela, you get a moment?
All right.
Wow.
favorite moment.
The first thing that popped into my mind was the visiting Kieran's office at night. Second thing that comes up, once again returning to the matchmaking episode, because the way that our party was split up at like the table, you two were over there playing matchmakers. Cut to Finnan and I having a very serious conversation.
Yeah, he was forcing you to tell the truth. Like he was using
He
magic
cast
on you.
What zone of truth? Something of
zone
truth.
of truth, and I was trying to make sure that everyone was safe.
From her?
I was just making sure that everything was copacetic. I'm just over here.
When would
Being
Aelin
a
ever keep a
homeowner.
secret?
Huh?
He becomes a surfer when
Yeah,
he's
who would
talking
ever
about
keep secrets in this group?
Who would keep secrets? Not the rogue. I'm just
She
But-
keeps my secrets. You keep my secrets.
I keep lots
Keep your
of secrets.
secret then.
She keeps so many. It's
I
crazy
don't-
how many secrets she keeps in the day.
But yeah, just the juxtaposition of that happening at that moment, with you two and Shiv, and that was just so fun. It was like, yeah, in the scene, and then like sitting back and like enjoying and laughing at like what you two are doing. It was, yeah, it was a blast.
I have a question for you four, unprompted. Team Shiv or Team Terran?
shit.
Team Taryn.
I'm Team Terran.
Shit.
I'm Team Sharon because love, guys, love.
Don't. Only Hannah.
Shiv's hot.
She is.
Yeah,
She is.
we
Dave's drawing of Shiv is incredible.
Shout out Maeve.
shout out me.
Taryn too, but like Shiv.
Taryn too, but like
I loved Taryn. I
I
love
love
his
Taryn.
big old kitty cat.
Taryn's talking about Taryn for some reason.
SBI, baby. Snooze and booze in. That's the talk of town. SBI,
This
baby.
place was covered like spit and stuff.
It's a good time.
It's called
okay? It's a
character.
good
Yeah.
time.
It's got layers of grind.
Oh,
and
so
we
if I
like it.
spit on you right now, will
No,
you call
no,
it
stop.
character?
Wait, hold on.
Rude.
Spitting? Hello, Arlen. Arlen.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of that, you're right.
What is the goo?
Speaking of that, how did you feel as a player coming into this city? Did you know beforehand that we were going to be meeting your father,
Huh?
My papa.
or was that a surprise to you too?
I don't remember how it all went down, but I mean, since we were in South Shulk, I like wanted to go see him. I wanted to see how Austin was gonna portray dear old papa, and he did not disappoint. Yeah, so that was pretty exciting.
Did it help ground you in South Shulk or more into your character and the story that you're telling to see your dad, and maybe if you didn't have many thoughts of him, what Austin brought to it? Did that help you understand yourself a little bit more? This is the person that raised you, so now I can take on some of those.
Yeah, it did actually, because I was a brand new D&D player when I started, so I didn't really fill out my backstory. My backstory actually is pretty empty. So I gave Austin a lot of artistic freedom.
There's a
Smize into
here's a
He's gonna lose Steve.
representation of her backstory page.
That's actually it. He used that paper.
Not as far off as I'd like it to be.
Sorry, Austin.
I'm having fun with it.
So I gave Austin a lot of artistic freedom, and
Who came up with the spit? Yeah, so he came up with the spit, and now you spit on our
So
load.
seeing how Austin had portrayed Arlen, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get like the vibes of like how my character is. She was already kind of chaotic, kind of goofy and everything, but like now that we met Arlen, we kind of understand why she is the way she is. And so that, I don't know, it was kind of fun to like have another person from Zalaria's backstory to kind of like fill out her character in general, especially someone so close to her. Because sometimes, like my original intention for Zalaria was to be like Disney princess and everything. That didn't happen.
Your original intention was to be a Disney princess?
Yes, I wanted her
Which
to
one?
so my own Disney
Meredith.
princess. Merida! I'm in touch my own fate. Yeah, so that didn't happen. So yeah, feeding off of Austin's personality as Arlen, I was like, oh, okay, I know the direction that Zalaria's personality is taking, because she was already headed towards that direction because the whole Disney princess thing fell through, sadly. So now she is the hot mess that she is.
I think I
mess.
know where you found your characterization.
Where?
We all went to Universal together pretty early on.
Yeah.
We went on the Minions ride.
Oh god.
You're just a minion, aren't you? In order yourself.
I'm so glad that you bring this up. I'm so glad that you bring this up, because my nickname for Hannah is Banana.
I was just gonna say,
Because you're a minion. That's why.
Because you're a minion?
Am I the one with 2 eyes or 1 eye?
Banana.
One.
Banana.
Kevin.
You're Kevin.
I'm Kevin.
Banana.
She gotta be the one with one eye.
Bob.
Why?
You think she's Bob?
Bob has 2. Bob has heterochromia. He's got the back.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's Bob, Kevin, and
They have names?
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Every
Millions
name
of
canonically
them.
has a name.
There are so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Kevin's the taller one. Then there's Bob. And what is it, Stan or something?
Something like that. I know showing.
Sorry,
That's the
sorry, third minion.
Now they're gonna talk about the penguins having names from that movie.
Penguins of Madagascar?
Yeah.
You mean Rico, Kowalski, Skipper, and Private? Is that who you're talking about? Put some respect on the Penguins of Madagascar, my brother.
Okay.
Christ.
Okay.
Let's go.
You know all their names. Which is the one that Chief throws a toothbrush?
That'd be Rico. Thank you very much.
Rico.
Oh, wait!
No.
Wait!
He smells dynamite.
Fact check.
Yeah.
That it is Rico. It is in fact Rico because he
Fact
has
check
a
me.
lot of things in his body.
Hey, quote
Did
me.
you guys
Yeah,
watch the show?
quote me.
I've never seen
I
any
see.
of the movies or nothing.
Yeah.
All I know is David Schwimmer's a giraffe
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Melman. Put some respect on Melman, bro. Jada Pinkett Smith is Gloria.
I'll never watch the movie now.
And then
Chris Rock is Marty,
Yes.
and Ben Stiller is Alex the
They
Lion.
did a movie together.
Yeah.
Great job, G.I. Jane.
Yeah, yeah.
Buddy. Oh,
No,
buddy.
literally, actually, Madagascar was on in my apartment, like literally this week, and I left the cast. Was like, J.P. Smith, Chris Rock. Woo!
Hey.
No, I haven't seen Madagascar in a decade and a
What about
half.
the motel?
Well, Sacha Baron Cohen's my goat.
Is that the movie where the dude
We're so derailed
the
at this
fish
point. We're talking about
the fish
Madagascar.
loves the bubbles?
No, that's Nemo. My bubbles.
Yeah, that guy.
That's Finding Nemo. My bubbles.
With a starfish with a butt.
Patrick?
Oh no. Is that not a
There's a starfish there, but
cartoon?
Nemo.
But wrong company.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo's Disney. DreamWorks did Madagascar.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
know,
so
I like to
Justin
move
has
it,
no
move it.
movies.
That's the lemurs. That's Madagascar.
Oh yeah, the monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
Lemurs.
Anyway, let's go back to our show. Not a 2000 an early 2000s
Sorry,
animated comedy by
That's right.
DreamWorks
I
SKG.
don't know much about Madagascar.
The country or
myself.
the movie?
Both, I could imagine. I'd be shocked if one of them was. I know a lot about that.
I think I know more about the place than I do about the movie.
That's
Actually,
fair.
Yeah.
most of those animals aren't from Madagascar.
No, but there's,
No, that's
if you watch the movie, you
That's
know
the
why.
movie.
Oh,
my gosh.
lions.
let's
Anyway.
move back to our show, Emily.
That was a big derail.
We were talking about it a little bit earlier when it came to your character, but how has it been having a very grounding part of the story where you have a goal that you need to attain from the very beginning? We were going after someone someone you've been looking for who popped up out of nowhere to see you. Is that something that helps you as a newer player yourself? I know we say that every time we do these interviews. You guys are
Experience now.
experienced players at this point.
Yeah.
Over 100 hours of
Still don't know what I'm
experience.
doing.
Fun fact.
Oh,
Over what?
100 hours experience.
We're experts.
but does that help you as a driving force? So you always have something to come back to, something to hang your hat on of, I know what I am always shooting for, and I can kind of veer off and help with these other character moments, but I always have something I need.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely is, like you said, that kind of, it's been that primary motivating factor because it was something easy to grasp onto because it was there from the very end of the first episode. And yeah, thinking back specifically like to arc 3, if there were any moments that were I lost my train of thought. I lost it.
My friend's grandma used to say, if you forget what you were saying, it was a lie.
That's crazy.
You knew Taryn going into the city. You had
Oh,
you and
yes,
Taryn had a
yes.
consistent relationship, and then the Dalen whole thing were going on in North Shulk. So
So yeah, it definitely like is in a good thing to like return to, and the fact.
I forgot that you were like big homies with Taryn.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
she's SBI or die, baby. What's going on, bro?
Oh, that's why. That's why we
Taryn.
came. You were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this thing for Shiv and the Propanare. I was like, I can't do that. Like that's the line is drawn in sand.
Sand is easy to move around. though.
Sand is very
You've seen the movie Madagascar. You know that a line in the sand is very important.
sand.
Go back to Madagascar.
There's no way.
Everything.
Did you do that on purpose? Were you Madagascaring us right now?
I wish I did. I wish I
Everything
did.
comes back to
Oh,
Madagascar.
I can pull a lot from that.
Oh, but yeah, you were 4 when it came out.
No, I might have been 1. Because this is 2002.
Shut it off. Shut everything down.
It's not funny anymore.
Wow.
Oh, I got a lot of time.
But the other thing that bringing it back, I think we leveled up to 3. Was that an arc 2 or arc what?
I was.
Oh, what?
It was 2005. Yeah. Well done.
Thank God he was older than 1. That's all.
Pathetic.
12.
But yeah, something that you could hang your hat on.
Yeah, and I think the specifically with the Dalen component, because that was a significant part of, with Alis being like the arcane trickster, like from a mechanical standpoint of that's where she got that kind of like the wizard's magic, like the arcane trickster background. So I don't remember exactly when it was that we leveled up from 2 to 3, but like at the start of the story, it's like, I mean, she had a couple of like cantrips just from her, I think her ancestry, like her elven ancestry or whatever, but in terms of like having actual spells, and we don't even get to like see it, but like I know that it's there and the audience knows that it's I think I use disguise self. At one point it went very horribly in the story, but that was like the first example of like, oh, okay, like she can actually like use her magic in this way. So yeah, so having that component to it as well.
Is that a good secret too for you to play with? Because that's a big thing that I don't know if you guys had teachers that specifically would talk about have a secret. Not everybody subscribes to that, but having a secret that you don't really tell anybody, but you know the power that you might hold because of that secret. Has there ever been a moment, you don't have to say exactly what it was or what happened, but you having specific power, magical powers, has that changed how you approach the situation with us, maybe in a fight, or if I just ran out and started fighting a dude way stronger than me, if you knew you could help?
I think that at this point in the story, Aelis's secrets they're more because of her not being sure of herself and her abilities. Like, I think there's a point, actually I think it happens in the Mystic Mesa, or on her way to the Mystic Mesa, where she casts Prestidigitation on you and doesn't say anything about it. I think it's because there's on the gloves. The mystery was never solved. You thought they were self-cleaning gloves the whole time because it didn't say anything about it. But I think it was because it's like the amount of pressure that she has felt in her life to be a magic user, specifically like with the druid background, like with her family, but then kind of trying to find this other avenue of like, oh, I can learn spells through a spell book and through like this wizard magic that she learned, that Dalen teaches her. But still, like the pressures of that and like wanting to do this thing and be this thing so badly. So it's like the secrets at this point are just more, you know, she's unsure and she doesn't want to make a big deal out of it in case she fails.
Is there something, we were talking about it with you, but is there something that each of you are working on for yourself when it comes to these characters? Usually when I'm making a character for D&D, there's like a real life thing. You don't have to get into it. You by no means have to get into it, but there's like a real life thing that I'm trying to work on, a thing that I'm trying to work on right now, just so you guys know, is a component of using fear to help me and not pushing away from fear. It's something that's gonna happen, and instead of trying to mask it and hide it and pretend it doesn't exist, I am fearful for a reason, and I need to act upon what I want to do because of the fear, not in spite of the fear. There's like a big thing for Drayden to a certain extent. And then there's obviously the acting stuff that you want to work on just as a professional.
Yeah.
But did any of you approach it from a position of just wanting to, for yourself, like work through something or try to understand something, even if you're not going to implement it in your life?
I kind of have one from my perspective. I think I have, though it has served the story and primarily for the story, I have been trying to play a lot around with like the variety of NPCs you have. Like they're not all the same in terms of their cadence, in terms of how they approach conversations. Are some more fearful? Are some more forward? Where does the tonality lie between that? It acts for me as a way of expanding my range as a performer of like, okay, whenever I am Kieran, how do I physically sit? Like, what do I do to help reinforce the power and the stillness there? And so Kieran and Meira, whenever I'm doing it, like, are very similar. I'm like, okay, so how I feel like I control conversation is through quiet. It's through silence. It's through knowing more and knowing I know more, but not having to reveal my hand to do that. But then there's also characters like Arlen, or there's characters like Tripdish, where they come in like they're complete oddballs and they have their own little ticks and mannerisms, and like forming the characters around those personality traits can then inform me whenever I'm doing auditions or characters my own time of like, okay, this type of character is someone that might be kind of akin to Kieran, so it probably means a bit more still, it means a bit more grounded, a bit more in the voice, while something like a comedy or a commercial might ask for something that gets that elevated, kind of farcical stance that some of these characters you've encountered have had.
Yeah, and I know that you've been doing more improvisation, improv classes as of late. Is that something that you bring into it? A big thing that I would always do is when they say for people to get up, I get up and just immediately do something physical with my body.
Mm-hmm.
And now it just has to be a part of whatever the character is. If somebody names me, this guy now limps, this guy stands a certain way, whatever it is. When it comes to switching up how those characters sit, how they hold themselves, where their voice is in their chest or in their head, is that something that you're learning more of in improv and bringing into this? Or is this informing your
I think they certainly communicate with one another both ways. And I think not only, yes, is it building up character choices through actions and mannerisms and where the voice and the body sits, but it's also what characters are more inclined to kind of go with the punches. Because there are some characters where I think, again, like some of the more powerful characters like Kieran and Meira, you will only meet them whenever they feel they have control. Like, if they don't have control, they are totally different. But in general, they're always going to position themselves as like, I have control. So those conversations are a lot more structured. And I don't want to say scripted, but like they have a direct goal. While other characters whenever Lenog comes in, he is off the cuff. He's riffing. He's going to roll with the punches. He can be whatever he needs to be. Mm-hmm. And so also being like, there's freedom in that, and those improv skills lending itself to that. So it's almost like on the gradient spectrum of scripted to improv, characters fall within that spectrum. And then with that, that's going to influence how I will interact with you and will be either punishing or lenient with the crazy things you do or say to those characters. Yeah. So
it is awesome how much you give us space to talk and to do stuff for ourselves. I think I've talked about it before, but I really appreciate this group being okay with silence. Mm-hmm. In many moments that comes from you, that comes from all of us, where we can sit in a moment at the table and not feel that we have to, well, let's go get some soup or something.
No Marvel quips. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a perfect way to say it. Yeah. That's a perfect way to do it. There's not much undercutting of a moment because we're uncomfortable in it, which has been really fun because we are way more of a jokey, jovial group, but we let those moments hit, which is something I've been looking at with The Princess Bride recently. Mm-hmm. I think The Princess Bride does a phenomenal job of wink, wink, nudge, nudging the audience that it's making fun of fairy tales, and all of their characters are just one guy is just about vengeance. One guy, like everyone is just an archetype until they're not. And us as an audience are just like that little kid. Oh, they're kissing? This is a kissy book? We don't want the kissy book either. Hey. But then they really grab us, and those moments hit harder because of how endeared we are to these fun characters, and then ultimately they're real characters to us. So it's cool that...
Rest in peace, Rob Reiner.
Oh.
But it's cool that we're doing something similar.
Yeah.
I feel that people, hopefully you guys, you can let me know in the comments right now if we have had moments where it's been a little bit heavier for you guys to watch and be a part of and understand our characters more, when I do think we're much more of a laughing group.
It's definitely a comedy. Yeah. It's interesting because the like you're saying about the silences and allowing those silences to like breathe and stuff, that is such a difficult thing. It was difficult in like for actors just in general. Like it ends up being one of those things that like a lot of actors will like really struggle with, and it requires trust on all of our parts and a confidence to be okay with sitting in the silence, to let it breathe, and it's really satisfying when it does happen. It doesn't feel like, it feels like just an added evidence that we're like symbiotic at the table. Like it's like a trust fall kind of a thing. We're like letting that silence breathe.
She laughed because she definitely has let somebody fall before. You said it's like a trust fall, and she immediately laughed. I swear.
No, I'm trustworthy.
Yep.
Don't look at me.
Mhm, mhm.
I can catch you guys right now.
Well,
Oh, dude.
Dog 6'5", 5'3".
She was.
Listen, it's gonna be like Plankton when he does the trust fall. That's literally me.
But as you were saying, when it comes to being able to trust each other, almost like a trust fall.
Yeah, I mean, I just like what you were saying. I don't think our show, even when we were setting up the show, we were like, this is a comedy. We're not trying to have a heavy show. I mean, we love Lord of the Rings, and we love like gritty fantasy and stuff. That has like those heart-filled moments and stuff.
Yeah,
but
but also, I ain't been dropping no eve, sir.
yeah, exactly. We're more here for the guffaws and the chortling than anything else. But those moments where we like allow ourselves to be vulnerable and lean into like the uncomfortability, like the moment on the roof, because I had no idea how you were gonna react. I knew I was betraying your trust by casting the spell, and I knew that I was gonna have to almost immediately reveal it to you, which is why I was like, okay, I will trade a secret for a secret if that's what we're doing. So I had a contingency, but the ability to be like, I'm gonna sit in a scene with someone and approach these conversations that we have not had. We didn't have any chemistry or any experience before that, like between our characters, and then we were able to like, and it was so fun and satisfying that your guys' scene was the complete opposite happening across the road too. So just like the trust of being like, yeah, we can actually bounce this thing around. We can let it like sit and be a really low mood for this rooftop scene, and then jump right over to this other thing and like
Whiplash.
So definitely a little bit of whiplash, but not too much. So it's a very, I think that it's a very I don't know, I feel very lucky that we get to have moments like that at the table, because it's like, it's not a guarantee.
Never a guarantee.
No.
Always have a session 0.
Always.
So you can all get on the same page.
Always.
Yeah, for anybody that's looking to do D&D, if you're watching this, you're probably watching other D&D players too. Everyone has a session 0. Everyone who succeeds, I feel, unless you're just a really close group of people and you don't need it at all and you know how each other plays, it's very necessary that you know and everyone else knows the story you're trying to tell. And then if you are all on the same page, it'll work a lot better. I've had horror stories recently where people are telling me, oh, I got brought in and everyone hated me. And I'm like, what happened? And they were like, well, I ruined the whole fight. I'm like, yeah, that's probably they were playing a specific way.
Tone is so much more important than people think it is. It's so important that everyone is on the same page of tone. Any movie you've ever seen, if it's not working, there's a good chance that it's because a couple people are off the tone.
Mm-hmm. Which will hurt pacing a lot too.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when people talk about that person was in a different movie, that actor was in a different movie, that's a lot of times people just have no idea, and they might have not been directed very well themselves, which would suck for them.
Yeah.
But it's a pace killer, and it can really hurt the table as a whole. I forgot I think there was an overarching question.
The question was, what are you learning through your character as a performer? What do you see your character as, like, learn as a human being or as a performer?
Good question.
I got you.
Thank you. Did either of you have anything? You don't have to divulge any, like, deep information.
Great, because I got nothing deep. No, I just been using these D&D sessions D&D is improv, but I think just as an actor, it's helpful to be exposed to improv regularly. So I feel like that's been helping me, like, outside of sessions and everything, just like, I don't know, in my acting class, whatever, we do improv there or whatnot. Or like just thinking on the fly, stuff like that. So I think it's kind of been helping me in that regard.
And are you going to be bringing stuff from classes back in too? You were saying earlier that you didn't have much in terms of like backstory stuff written. I think you've worked on that a little bit more. I know you've had meetings with Austin about backstory stuff since then, but is it fun? Because I've never really done it from that perspective of learning more about yourself just as you go. I usually put a lot of work into like knowing my family, knowing the little place that I came from, why I think the way that I think. Not necessarily every moment of a character's life up until they start, but is it fun to just, I am feeling this way right now and I'm going to fit it into the characterization I've made.
You know, that's a good way that you put it, because since I didn't have much of a backstory, a lot of what I've been doing is kind of just reacting in the moment without a premeditated, like, oh, this is how she would act if this had happened, which I think is why the whole Disney princess thing didn't work out, is because a lot of it was me having to, like, think just like, oh, what would she do in this situation? Who is she? She is me. So it ended up just being a lot of, like, chaos coming from me, I feel like. But since this is really the only long-term campaign that I've played, I mean, I've definitely been enjoying how it is. I'm curious to see how I would do in the future, like having a more fleshed out background. But for now, it's kind of been, like, honestly, like a real test of, like, me being able to create things, like, on the spot and then work that in to, like, all my future decisions, you know, which thankfully I feel like I'm relatively good at continuity stuff. There's a few things now and then, but I think overall, like, I should be able to have, like, a consistency within my character, even though I don't have too much to base her off of.
Do you have any plans for coffee? In terms of, you love coffee a bunch, and you know, like, in some stories, Last of Us, right? There's, like, this big lie, whether or not he should save Ellie. Is there going to be a coffee betrayal in our future, maybe?
Coffee betrayal?
Yeah. Because coffee means so much to you.
It's been decaf the whole time.
I was gonna say that! I was like, plot twist, she only drinks decaf. No, a coffee betrayal. No, that would be interesting. I don't think there would ever be a coffee betrayal, though. I feel like coffee at this point just runs through her blood.
She's throwing us off the scent, guys. She's throwing us off the scent. Gentlemen,
We're gonna cut back to this
off the scent.
2 years' time.
Keep this locked up,
Don't you
man.
know the big bad evil guy is just actually
giant.
Nestle?
Just a bean. Just a big bean.
Knew the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Zolaria and coffee are like this. No betrayal, as far as we know. She might branch out. She might start.
If you read
drinking
many
some wine.
comics, then you know that whatever you're closest with, they can use against you.
Don't take my coffee from me.
Dude, coffee might be your Gwen Stacy.
Oh no! How dare you?
It's a crazy pull. Crazy Oliver.
You crack coffee beans.
Oh, you did not just say that.
Anyways, Michaela, why did you learn us before?
Well, I guess continuing, like, the backstory conversation, like, from a different like standpoint is I think that a challenge for me was translating the backstory into how Alis felt in the moments that were happening, like, as they were happening. Because it's like the backstory doesn't mean anything if you can't actually act on it, and if it doesn't speak to, like, the current situation. Because otherwise it's like, you know, like, yeah, it creates some sort of texture in the performance, perhaps, but in a game like D&D, and one of the things that I think I'm working on as a performer too, kind of tying into some things other people said too, but it's just like, yeah, the in the moment, like, confidence to jump in with something and to be confident in a specific perspective, in a viewpoint, knowing that, okay, like, maybe this will, you know, I don't know how this is going to affect, like, the other people at the table, or, like, what's going to happen next, but there are plenty of times where we all throw things out and we make it work, you know. And so knowing that that we can do this like, together, and that we create the space for each of us to have those moments. Yeah.
Nice. Lightning round! Well, you have to eat a lot of imaginary food on the show. It's a lot like Hook. What's your favorite imaginary food that has possibly been described or that you've come up with for yourself that you've eaten?
Later it ends up being mushroom stew. You haven't seen that yet, but
Let's go. And these aren't going to be crazy questions, so it can be stuff from later on too. Your favorite description of coffee that you've had? It can be bad coffee because it's funny, or really great coffee that he has given you.
I like when he put coffee grounds in my coffee.
Oh, that is
I
a
thought that was just
nice
creative.
one.
Instead of making it like so, like this is the best cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's coffee grounds in the bottom.
You were excited
Which
about the crunch.
I used to be a barista, honestly, and I have had people ask me to put coffee grounds at the bottom of their cup.
Oh,
Yes.
that's wild.
Yeah. So
But-
that's what it took me back to.
It might be one stronger over time.
Art hurts.
like eating espresso beans,
Yeah, I like
chocolate
espresso
covered
beans.
espresso
They're
beans.
so good.
Or just not chocolate covered.
Favorite hunt that you have gone on, because you've gone on a few at this point. I can't remember if it's been multiple different types of animals. They can be ones that have happened in the background too that we might not have seen. But favorite hunt you've gone on for Finnan
Who's doing the hunt?
/ the animal that you hunted.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a favorite hunt. I love that that's part of his story. I mean, there is a favorite hunt that happens later, but, well, there's reasons for that I got to pull someone else into it. But, I mean, yeah, it's not like he doesn't have a favorite hunt yet, at least. It's just been something that he just does.
Favorite side quest we've gone on.
Favorite side quest that we've
Up to arc 3.
up to arc 3?
Little thing.
Oh man.
You've won so many of them.
10.
Oh, dude, the fishing competition was actually dope.
Let's go!
The fishing competition
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah.
And it's also funny because we talked actually incredibly specifically about the sagefish and what it meant in terms of healing and how it could be cooked and how it could be administered, which is very relevant later on. But
That is true.
It's true.
That is true. I've had a very hard time trying to come up with a favorite for a GM.
The one who has to run everything. You can.
Yes.
You try.
So, favorite bald guy. No, I'm just kidding.
The one, the only.
Oh my god! So true.
obviously, he's your favorite bald guy.
No, favorite game that you've come up with for us to play, because many of them have been like, if we're talking about fishing, we did a dice roll that was very similar to poker.
Yeah.
Then we did a horse race, like on the TV, if I remember correctly. But
We did.
using little games that you've come up with that then tell a different story within. Chess was not necessarily chess; it was a different type of game that we played to represent it.
This might be cheating a little bit. I think it's the banquet because it was a game. It was a game in a way. It was not only it was inverting some of the rules of D&D. This was back in episode I believe 2, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3. It was the subversion of you might want to fail checks because failing a check is actually going to help you more with this food than not. And so the after the first food, like 'cause I think the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first food round came out. You guys were like,
It was an onion soup, and I rolled a 20 on it.
yes, correct. And so you did it, and then everyone realized what the game was. Like, these things can affect you, good or bad. And then it was the constant cat and mouse of like, here's this next dish, apple pie. Do I take a bite of this apple pie? And it was like it was y'all realizing that that's something that I'm going to do and throw your way, that I'm going to be changing the game on you intermittently. And just the reactions and what came out of it. Obviously, one of the best recurring bits is how hungry Alis is and how no one else needs to eat is truly.
And sometimes they eat in front of me.
Sometimes-
Don't want to give me their food. I'm like,
Give you the
rude.
mac.
The what?
So I think it would be that one, and then later on, there's other games that pop up that I think might beat it out, but just as a first time like surprise, ha 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 ha, here we go. That stands out in my mind.
I also rolled a 20 on dessert and I lost half my money.
Correct.
Oh
Correct.
yeah,
You
I was rolling pretty bad.
Like,
I
that's what
generally
20
roll pretty bad.
did. You said, "Wow, I didn't realize."
My
Apple...
second session ever.
Oh God.
And I got plus more HP.
It is fun to almost never know what's going to happen when we eat or drink something,
Mm-hmm.
or when it comes to you, because you'll be like, you can have this special. Now you can talk to animals, kind of, because you drank it, or you got really sick.
Yep.
You're just like, okay, dude, anytime food's on the table, crazy stuff can happen.
I heard that some people eat food just to eat food, not to enjoy it. They just see food as fuel. And I'm like, if you're one of those people, What? That's crazy to me. I'm like food. I think incorporating magic into food is a way to kind of amplify what I think food can do in real life too. Of like, it can truly be like, whoa, this is my favorite dish, and this food made the night, or this food was so bad it breaks the night. Like Ruby, like my girlfriend and I, we went to a spot. The food was so bad. She's like, I'd never spit out food before, and we still remember where that spot is, and we will never go back there. But the day's memorable, good or bad, and I think that's a fun thing to incorporate in.
Yep.
Oh my
Food
gosh.
is a great unifier.
Mm-hmm. Or divide if it's bad. Yeah. Or divide if it's really bad.
Maybe we can be united over the fact that
That
it's
is bad. That's true.
You know, it can still keep us together. Glass half full, not just a hat rack, guys.
Pineapple pizza is really good.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's good.
Great unifier, you said, Justin. Great unifier.
Oh,
you
don't
seem to
like
be
pineapple on
disagreeing.
Pizza?
I don't like things being sweet when they're supposed to be savory.
Brother doesn't like honeyed ham. Anyways.
I genuinely despise ham.
What?
It's too sweet. I don't like sweet meat.
You would not like a
Put
lot
that
of
on a
Filipino
t-shirt.
dishes.
It comes out of a shirt. Somebody gave me teriyaki
You so.
beef jerky today.
You're not like an orange chicken guy, or
Yeah, make it
it's sweet and sour, I guess.
Orange chicken is a little. I like the orange chicken when it's spicy.
So me being half Filipino, I grew up on a lot of Filipino dishes. Literally, like all of our meat is sweet.
See, that's tough.
So don't go to Jollibee. Is what she's saying. Don't go to
The
Jollibee.
thing is, I'm such a sweet person that adding more sweetness is just not good for me.
You're sweet.
But thank you guys so much for letting us talk a little bit deeper about your characters and yourselves and what you're bringing to your characters. Start looking at me. Eyes up. Eyes up. Don't look at that. Don't. Hey, look at me. But y'all, thank you so much for talking with me today for the Arc 3 episode that we're having. It was awesome to have all of you there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all the different things depending on where you're watching this. If it's just YouTube, if it's also
Patreon, Instagram, Twitter,
Spotify.
TikTok, Apple Music, question mark? Apple Music, yeah.
We're
you'll see
somewhere.
it should be around
Everywhere.
somewhere down there.
Anywhere.
Go down into the description. You can click on stuff down in there too. You can also probably there's stuff where you can like buy D&D things from.
There is, yeah.
It's like affiliate links if you guys want to get some
Buy
stuff.
more things.
Make sure you-
Don't stop buying. Never stop buying. Buy more things.
Hey,
That's our slogan.
The Finance are going to love you.
But that has been the throes of the after show. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys at home. We will see you next time, and the next arc should be coming soon. Woo!